Cowabunga Gamers, welcome back to another episode of Technological Journey. Last time we finished up the tungsten carbide line. Down here we got scheelite processing, ended up with tungsten carbide, and now we are good to continue. The next step with the EV chapter here would probably be getting the EV superconductors and then beginning work on nuclear. Before we do that, though, I think it's time to take another look at power and hopefully centralize it. So my original plan was to wait till LUV, get a battery tower, and just have a huge line of LUV superconductor wire, lossless, going everywhere. But after doing a bit of thinking, I realized we don't need wire going everywhere. We have P2P with we have EU P2Ps, which I think we are going to use instead. So that's what we're going to do here today. We are going to work on getting the battery tower, moving all our turbines to a central location, getting those all pumped in, and having power taken from the battery tower into the network, into the system. So that's the plan for today. Between episodes, I went ahead and laid out the foundation here for a little fluid storage. I forget why exactly, but there was a reason for it. Basically, have one place for all our fluids, have a little subnet here that tells us just what fluids we have. I think originally it was to get starlight, right? Because ammonia, we needed ammonia because the other option I was thinking about was working on getting the large rocket engine, or at least working towards getting starlight rocket fuel. But this is still a little bit off. We're close, but not too close. And nitrobenzene works just as fine. But between episodes, I'm going to work on moving all the fluids we have in our main area right now into here and getting a little subnet set up. Now, as for getting the battery tower, that's what we need to work on. We're going to put it in one of these two domes, probably. So let's get started and see what we need to make the battery tower. So for the battery tower, I want to get EV power cells, and for EV power cells, we're going to need an EV assembler, and the one we have right now is already in use. So I'm going to very quickly just make a EV assembler and place it down. That way we can just sort of have this one dedicated, at least for the time being, to making us the EV cells. Oh, what are we missing? We're missing microcomputers. What? What do we need? Oh, for the arms. If we do microcomputers, it's probably the arms, the EV arms, right? Yeah, like this. I'm pretty sure would be what we're missing. Yep. So that's an EV circuit, so we can just plop that down in there. Actually, technically, couldn't we get for the EV arm? Couldn't we do? Yeah, we can do this one now, and then put that in the assembler that has the EV components in it. It's an advanced circuit assembler. Where is? Right there. Sick. Okay, so now we should be able to get the advanced assembling machine, and we can. So, okay, now that we have the advanced assembler going, I'm also upgrading coils as we speak. While this is going, we can get started at making patterns and seeing what we need for the battery tower. So we need 64 borosilicate glass. We can get that off to the races right now. There we go. No issues there. Next up, we want to work on energy input. We are putting in EV, so we want probably an EV energy input hatch. We'll see. I have some ideas about that. So let's take a look at the battery tower, right? So battery tower. Battery tower is 4 EV circuits. This low friction casing we need a bunch of. So this is circuit 0, right? So we can put this in casing. And then what do we need? We need talonite, I believe. So talonite is an LV mixer. We should have all this. Yes. So can we make talonite? No, we're missing phosphorus. Why are we missing phosphorus? Phosphorus comes from an electrolyzer of phosphate. So, wait, no. Can we not get it from tricalcium phosphate? Hold on. Yeah, so it seems like we can get phosphate from tricalcium phosphate. So we are just going to set up a electrolyzer somewhere with tricalcium phosphate. And over time that'll just build up. So the phosphate we need. Because we also need to do it with phosphate. And phosphate dust, hold on. Phosphate in an electrolyzer produces oxygen as well. So let me get this set up and I'll bring you back once we have, oh, this one. Yeah, so let me get some phosphate and I'll bring you back. Okay, we are back. We are still crafting. We're almost done here. But I've been doing a bit of thinking on how we are going to lay out the turbines and everything. I think I have a plan. It's a kind of weird plan, but I like it. The only thing is that we are going to need the freedom wrench, and I thought we would be good not building it for a while, but I have been proven wrong. This is going to be very useful for what I plan to do. So we are just going to get this built up really fast here. We need a bunch of steam motors, which means we need a bunch of bronze plates. Let's just make 30 of them. We're going to need double steel as well, about like 10 of those. Less than that, but who's to say? 2, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to need some more iron rods here. So we should be able to get 3 steam motors. Oh, we need small iron gears as well. Oh, we never actually... Here. I don't know what we'll do. We'll grab a stack of them and just throw them through. Since we don't have a pattern, I assume we don't use a lot of them, so it's not necessary to really patternize them. And then we need 2 steam pistons. And then we should be good to make a freedom wrench. And that's going to be steam age completed. So now we have the first 4. I was hoping to save that till the end I thought that would be a funny little thing. Well, that's fine. We will put it to good use. So, where are we in the grand scheme of things? We are still making steel. We're making some nichrome. How's this nichrome doing, by the way? It's 48 seconds. But it's 5 ingots and we have 1 left. So we're almost done there. So now that this is almost wrapped, I have some patterns for HV and EV cells, or the power cell. We should also be able to make this now. So we need low friction. We're going to need more of these, but let's start off with 4. Very nice. Hopefully that makes it. Talonite. I bet I know what's up. This is the one with the circuit in it, so it's probably stuck. Yeah, it was stuck. So we need to move that to a different mixer. Where do we have? No, that one also has a circuit in it. Do we have a mixer that like doesn't? I guess we don't. That's unfortunate. Do we just make a mixer to put like on the end here? I guess so, yeah. We have an LV mixer. Let's make an HV mixer. We don't. Okay, screw it. I'll deal with that later. For the time being, though, I will remove this. Actually, I'm going to put it on the machine. So we should be able now to make the battery tower. We just need an HV machine hull and 4 EV circuits, I believe. Yeah, we're waiting on steel to craft. And we are back. So everything should be wrapped up crafting. So we should have our tungsten coils, which is huge. And we should have... oh, shoot. Power cell. Yeah, there they are. We have our 36 HV power cells. We have our... Oh, I just saw it. Detector. What else do we need? Our borosilicate. Borosilicate. Our low friction. Why do we only have 6 of those? I thought I made 42 more. Looks like I was wrong. But anyway, we can make, at the very least, the battery tower. If we get an HV energy machine hull, actually. And then, what we should do... What we should do after we complete this quest is upgrade these power cells to EV. So while the low friction crafts, we can... Did we have a place where we were going to put these? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think we're in the middle of figuring out where to put them. So let's put them in here. So the idea I have for these The idea I have is that we are going to stack them. We're going to share sides, but we are going to have them standing up. So that means this is going to be one. We're going to have one here. Here, let me get stone. Let me get some end stone. We can use this to differentiate. So wherever the end stone is, that's where the turbines are going to be, right? So here's another turbine. There's going to be one right here, 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 and here. So 3, 6, 7. I think I only spread this out to 6 for the time being. So that gives us 24 turbines of EV power, which is going to be very good. So the plan for this room is that we are going to have, we're going to put the turbines, they're going to drop down, I want to say like here. That way we can cover them in glass or something to keep an eye on the turbines themselves. And then where the glass is currently, that's going to become concrete. So we're kind of inversing this room. Yeah, we're going to have 3 walkways and 4 lines of turbines. So this will let us keep an eye on the turbine wear and tear. It's going to allow us, we're going to have another basement under this for the wiring. The wiring is going to come up this is the wrong room. We're going to have, yeah, the wiring is going to come up into here where we are going to have the battery tower. How big is this? Perspective debug preview. So it's not too big. So I'll probably center it in this room. Because it grows upwards. So we don't need, we'll probably put it, it's a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here maybe? Yeah, we can put it here. And then this can be our sort of power control center. We can have monitors watching the turbines below, and then like a monitor for that gives us stats on the battery tower. I think that would be pretty cool. So while the talonite crafts, let's get, how many do we want? Because right now we have about 10. We need more cerium. So while the low, I'll go grab some more cerium and get that processed, and I'll bring you back once we're ready to get everything set up. So while we're crafting up the last tenonite, we can go ahead and get started with this. We also need a maintenance hatch. So let me grab one of those really fast. We're going to put that here. So this is a, what, 5x5. So this is going to come around. Here we're going to have the input. And then we'll figure out where the output goes in a bit here. It's probably going to go, honestly, it might go here. So how does this look? We can project it using this. Oh geez, I made a mistake. Wait a minute, can we just build? No. Oh, it did. It built the top first, which is strange. Ah, right. We didn't have the glass in here. Mode preview. Preview. Okay. So we just need to fill it with the remaining cells here. And there we go. We have the battery tower. So we just need to finish the last few blocks there. But if we come down here, we can simply just expand this out and start getting the turbines ready, if any have been built. So how is this going to work, right? So, okay, so we got the 10 rotors. So we can start placing these down. I want to say we want this to be glass. So we want, what do we want? We want it kind of like, we kind of want it like that, where the rotor holder is right here. Yes. That way we can put glass on top of this, or a half slab, and keep track of it. And then, if I'm correct, the large gas turbine, we also need an HV fluid input hatch, output hatch. Where are my inputs? Here. Right. And then goes one, and then and then if we preview it, yes, that is exactly what we want. Okay, beautiful. Do we have everything? No, we don't have we need EV energy outputs. So now we should have everything to build, right? Or do we want to move this up one? Because right now, the cables are going to be in the floor. Okay, so I think this is how it's going to be. It's going to be on the same level as the glass. And we'll have them facing each other. So the controller on this side and the controller on this side. And we'll also have the input hatches facing this way as well. I think that would look nice. Okay, let me get these laid out. Okay, gamers, we're back. There's been a bit of restructuring and a bit of reorganization. God, I hope this recording session goes better than the last few. So, between the two cuts, I've played around a bit. I noticed that the turbines wouldn't form if they were stood upright. So that threw a whole wrench into our plans. Oh, this kind of sucks too. Anyway, what I ended up doing, I tried a few combinations or a few positions for these. This is the one I like the second best, I guess. It fits the 10 we want, and we can watch them in case any of them break down or anything. So they're now wall shared. We got the fluid interfaces with the benzene or the nitrobenzene. And we have up here, this formed, we have all 36 of the EV cells. So that's good to go. All we really have left to do is get this wired up. And this is always the part I like the most. So I figured you would like to see it too. So the way we're going to wire these up, I have a bunch of these EU P2Bs. So this is how it's going to go. This is the way I hope it works. I haven't done any testing on this. So we are sort of just winging it. So we're going to place one on the input. And then we're going to take the advanced memory card, place it here. Copy output, bind output, bind output. No, these are inputting. Okay, so I think what we need to do. Oh, and to make these EU P2Ps, all you do is place a normal P2P down, and then you hit it with a GregTech cable, and it forms it into the EU P2P. So that undid it. Interesting. Yeah, so if I place a normal P2P down, hit it with the wire, it forms into the... Wait, what happened there? Interesting. Why isn't that saving? Hold on, we're learning here. GregTech, break it. Maybe you have to break it with the wrench. Anyway, so these are all going to be inputs into the P2P. So we are going to bind these. Hold on, how does this work? We're learning. This is all somewhat new. This is all new to me, and I'm kind of excited. Oh, copy output, bind output, bind input, copy output. No, bind input. Hold on. Let me break this, and then... Why is that an FE tunnel? Okay, so now it's GregTech. Bind input, set it. Device offline. Okay. What are we doing wrong here? Bind input. Bind input. Bam. Copy output. Bind output, bind input. So if input goes into here, then it goes into the rest of them. But we want those to be inputs and this to be output. Mode bind output. Bind output. Nope. Bind input. Do these need to be connected? They 100% do need to be connected. Okay, so we figured out what we are doing wrong. Oh, and there's the the cable we were missing. Okay, so now let's see what's up. So P2P input, select. Wait, no, select. Oh, shoot. Okay, so this needs to be output. Switch to no bind output. Bind input. Bind input. I thought this would be easy, man. Hold on, let's get a cutting. I think a cutting knife. Well, let me say battery input. Right? So that's battery input. If I come down here, bind output. Whoa. Unless you're connected, you're connected. Why are you FE now? Hold on, let me figure this out. We're back. This is going to get very annoying. I don't think we can have multiple inputs to one output. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we can have multiple inputs to one, or multiple inputs to one output. but we can have multiple outputs to one input. So that means what we're going to have to do here is we'll have to change this. This is 16, so we get 4 amps per, and we have 10, so we need like a 40 amp cable. 40 amp cable. I don't even think we have 40 amps. We can do superconductor, which would be enough. Titanium. Titanium actually would be enough, because we could do 16x titanium. Nichrome. Nichrome 24 800. No. Yeah, we would need superconductor cable. Actually, this would be a reason for us to get superconductor cable. So let's I guess get superconductor cable really fast. I forget exactly what we're missing for that. Superconductor. Let me put stuff away. So superconductor. We are here. So EV superconductor, EV superconductor. We get the superconductor and we melt it in tungsten steel, which we can do now since we got the new cables. This is 900 seconds. That's at MV though. Okay. Still though, that's honestly crazy. So this is going to become this. We put it in with the bool. There we go. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how long this is. 900 seconds at MV is going to be 115 seconds at EV. We need more blast furnaces. That's my next goal after we get power set up, is just have a bunch of expand our blast furnaces, because right now that's really our bottleneck. So let's see, we got those, and then EV superconductor wire. Base wire, superconductor, base wire. No, we want this, and then we want to put it through the wire mill, right? And then we want superconductor wire is going to be made in an assembler with this. Oof. Actually, that's HV. That's not the worst. Where is superconductor? Superconductor, HV, and MV. So we should be able to make this here if we can figure out which one it is. Nitrogen. Superconductor, base wire, and an assembler with liquid nitrogen. It's liquid nitrogen, so we need to get that, which is nitrogen in a... Okay, so we need to evaluate what we are doing right now. To get EV superconductor wire, we need either liquid nitrogen or starlight. I prefer to get starlight, which requires us to go to Pluto. That's not the end of the world. We'll probably do that in the next few episodes. Here we are only getting a little bit, I believe. Yeah, this is turned off. So what we need, we need cable. We need a high amp cable, something with at least 40 amps. I think 16x titanium might be our best. Yeah. because that's 64 amps, which will be enough. Titanium cable. So let's go make a pattern for titanium cable and get this all set up. Because right now we can only set up half of this since we can't, since EU P2P isn't working the way I thought it would, which is a major bummer, honestly. $24. I think. Are we using 24 for cable? Let me go check. We are using. We are using 24 for cable. Okay. So 28, 24. That's going to be this. And then for this, it's going to be this. And then for... Oh, of course we need steel. Okay. Scuffed episode. We're back. We got titanium wire. We're gonna be losing some amps, but that's fine. That should be fine. No worries. Okay, so let's link this bad boy up. So hopefully this works. This isn't gonna work. So we are going to... Oh, Christ. How did we do this before? We are going to bind. Yes, you're getting energy? Yes, okay. So that's good. So that means... I'm losing my mind. Gamers, I'm losing my mind. Cable. Okay, I just want... If we can get these 10 pumped in, we're golden. Okay, okay, and then rotor. You, yes. Yes. Okay. We are off by one rotor, but that is fine. That is fine. Oh, you are. EU in is 7,000. Oh, thank God. Okay. We got this. We got this. That is fantastic. So now we need to figure out how to tell these to turn off. Oh, no. Is there wireless redstone in this? Do we have wireless redstone? Oh my gosh. Redstone tool? Interfaces to blocks. Redstone. What is a redstone interface? You're a redstone interface. You block whenever the redstone interface receives a redstone signal, the block to it also does wirelessly. Okay, I think that's what we want. Multiple blocks. Redstone plate. What do you do? No. You. Okay, so we want machine controllers and this redstone interface. So when it's full, we would want the redstone interface to engage, or when it's 50% full. So So. Let's make one of these. We need a stable ender pearl. You can go. And then, because right now we have somewhere an energy detector. Then we need machine controllers. Yes, these. Okay. So we want, what is a soldering alloy? Yeah. That, and we want one for levers. I can go there. And this needs to go into an assembling machine that has soldering alloy, which I think is this one. No, that's rubber. Polyethylene, nitrogen. You need a pattern interface. Okay. We're killing it. This episode's going fantastic. I didn't put it in, did I? No, I did. So we want like 10 machine controllers. Okay. Okay. We need something. We also needed the redstone tool, right? To bind interfaces to blocks with it in your hand also displays. Okay. Okay. So I think we should be able to get away with just running a redstone dust down it. I hope. Okay. So what are we doing here? Right, that's the gives out energy. What do you do? Do you need to go there? Yes, you do. Normal electrical storage. So these need to be moved. And then hopefully you, and then we can get like, let's use gray concrete, I think. Get a redstone torch to do that, and then so you're linked to that and it is on. And then if we invert this, it's off. No? Power 15, right? Power 0. So power 15. How does this work? If we do it there, that's power 0, but this is still power 15. Redstone. What do we have? What do we have that we can like work with? Let me play with this a bit. Okay, we are back. I sort of got this working. Well, I do have it working. I used, oh jeez, I used phantom faces instead of the redstone interface, and this seems to work pretty well. So I have this phantom redstone face connected to this block, and since the connector is on the bottom there, I have to put it above the redstone. And all of these machine or large gas turbine, the controller block, they all have a machine controller set to minimum strength 5, normal behavior. So that means that when this gets to 5 or above, whenever that happens, we can simulate it by inverting. The power is now 15. That means that it gives off a redstone signal, which gets transferred to this block, which gets transferred to the redstone, and all these get turned off. As you can see, the working is disabled. And yeah, that's what we want. Not the nicest looking way to do it. We did need a repeater just because this was so long. But I think this will work the way we want it to work. Hopefully. We just need a turbine for that one. Filling up the second row, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. If anything, we might just swap out the P2P with oh, that needs power, with just superconductor wire, but we'll figure that out when we get there. But first, before I forget, this needs a connection, so we'll just drop it here just so this gets power and we don't awkwardly run out of power and screw everything up. Okay, so what is that? 3, 6. That's a lot of power, so this is gonna go for a while. And we need to get everything hooked up properly, which is going to be a whole thing on its own, especially since that probably drains a ton of nitro benzene that we aren't putting back into the system, which could be an issue. Because what we would do then is we would have like a P2P here, somewhere on this side of the room, which pumps power out. So I think that's what we're going to tackle next. Okay, so we are going to test all this out by putting an EU P2P right here and connecting it to our main system here. It goes, it's online, it's unlinked. So let's try running machines that we don't necessarily need. Actually, you know what? If we're gonna go big, we might as well go big, right? Where do we want to put this? Let's put it, so this, all this runs the power. So if we're going to do it, let's do it here first. So first off, let's bring a connection down here. And then place a P2P there, and then get some aluminum cable. 4 amps, since 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this should be 4 amps. So P2P input, we are at, what's our coordinates? We are at 980. So this is where we are now. If we select this, no, select this and bind, then 79 is the output and 71 is the input. So output side. So this should theoretically have power. So if we remove it and place it, and then place it there, this is working, kind of. Hello? Oh my god. Okay. That was, I didn't expect that to just immediately work like that. Huh. Wow. That was a lot easier than I expected it to be. So this is fully working disabled. You still have power, you still have power. Machines up here are still running. You're still making everything. You are not running. You're running on basic rocket fuel. You're running on this. But we also need to take a look at 1-to-1. Why is 1-to-1 stopped? 1-to-1 is stopped. It stopped because of hypo. For some reason, that isn't getting input. Which means, honestly, we're just going to cheat a little bit. Because this needs to go so that our fuel doesn't stop. This is important. Chlorine? Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then 1-to-1's going again. So this should get started. Okay, so we have power. We have power. I expected this to be the tricky part, but it's not. Okay, so let's go get AE working, or switch over to our new main net. That way, where is it? Where is, so technically this can be anywhere. I would like it here just to be just so that we have it. So in that case, let's, I don't know, let's put it, where's the energy acceptor gonna go? Let's put the energy acceptor here, right? And then we have an EU P2P. We attach it, and then input, we're binding the input to here. No, shoot. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So we're binding. Yeah, I think I bound those two instead of the main one we want. Which means this is all borked, which means bind input, bind output, input. So this needs to be, so we want to copy output, right? So it's connected to there and there. So if we copy output, select, no, select, no, select bind. No, but that copies, okay. Then we want this one to bind output to 71. So 71 is our main. This is the input side. Bind input, bind. Output is 79. 79, so this should be getting power. Yes. So we want to copy output of 79. No. This is the one that's unbound. We want to bind output. We want to bind the input to that one. Output. There we go. There we go. So these are all okay. How the hell did I do that? How the hell did I do that? So to recreate that, we click on this. We're on bind input. We're binding the input to the current output. No. See, we screwed up again. We want to do that. So those two are connected. And then we want to click this copy bind output. We want to bind. No, we want to bind output. Input. No, shoot. We had it once, which means we can do it again. Bind output. This is the input side. We want to bind input. We want to bind the input to that, right? So we want to bind input. We want to bind the input to the current, to one of the current inputs. Is that how I'm reading this? So we do this, we bind input to current input. Okay, so that's how this works. We figured it out. Okay, so I think that's going to be wrapping up time for this episode. This was a lot of trial and error, but we got it figured out. Between episodes, I will get everything switched over. Actually, let's put this to the test, right? Let's put this to the test actually before we wrap up. I lied. We're gonna try one more time to bind AE correctly. We're gonna bind AE correctly. That's our goal. That is the goal for today. So here we have the, and then we want to bind input to this, right? And then we can slap down the energy. Do that. You are dropping power. Why are you dropping power? Probably because, what if though, oh, hold on. What if we had this here, right? And then this. Is that going in? We're not going in. Device offline. Why is the device offline? These are all bound together, right? Device offline. See, now you're just messing with me. Input, output, output. We are 10. So this is the output, which means, okay. Okay, okay. No, you, why are you offline? You are offline because of reasons. Maybe we don't put the energy acceptor in this room? Tunnel unlinked, but it's online. So bind input. This is, oh, this isn't, oh, you maniac, you buffoon, you absolute buffoon. No wonder it wasn't connected, because these networks weren't connected. So bind input to this. We broke the server. We actually broke the server. So I think that's where we are going to wrap up. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall catch you next time.